Hello, this is me again as your cameraman for Part 5. And we only now we go from 1985 to 1986. Yep, of my Columbia VHS tapes. In 1986, RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video were changing the FBI warning from the end, but they changed it to like the beginning. Also in 1986, they also released more of the children's tapes, like more of the real Ghostbusters tapes. Yep. And also by late 1986, um, the video headquarters was moved from Alameda Avenue to Olive Avenue. That goes much later. That's the kind of fun they have for 1986. And one of the good box office films for Columbia Pictures at that year were Stand By Me, Karate Kid Part 2, and Care Bears the movie. Even with the bad John Candy movie Armed and Dangerous, that was released around that year. Yep. And let's go through with one of the previous titles that originally came out from the original Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment or the original RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video. Start with these previous tapes. Now we got here the Bedford incident with Richard Wenmark and Sidney Poitier. Made in 1964, this is the 1986 reissue, yep. Originally came out in 1980, then it was reissued in 1983. Here's a sticker label from 87. This tape was printed on the 62nd week of 90. And also, they replaced the FBI warning screen from the 79 to the 1983. And this is the 90 reprint in a slip cardboard. And here's like a subtitle movie called The Left de Van Varens, made in 1982. Originally, it came out in early 1983 by RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video. This is the 1986 reissue. I checked this tape out and this tape is exactly a 1986 reissue, and this is a reprint. Printed it on the 25th week of 1989. The tape master of it came out around early 1983 from RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video. That start at the end of the tape has the 1979 FBI warning screen, but these films are sold for home use only. Now we got here, a movie was made in 1969 called Marum in 1969. Academy Award winner for special valuable effects of 1969. Stars with Gregory Peck and Gene Hackman. Originally, this movie came out around early 1983. This is the 1986 reissue. At the end of this tape also it has the 1979 FBI warning screen at the end. This tape was printed on the 19th week of 1986. Now we got the last reissue. Here's the Decade to Koala in 1959 film. Stars with Gary Cooper and Rita Hayworth, Tab Hunter and Van Heflin, yep. And Richard Conte's in it also. The one who plays Bud Zini from The Godfather. 1986 reissue. Originally it came out in early 1983. I'm trying to get that copy. This tape was printed on on June 14, 1989. It was printed on the 27th week of 1989. At the end of this tape, it has the 1979 FBI warning screen at the end. We got like plenty of more titles of the 1986 series. Yep. Let's start with the Lords of Flatbush. That has with the young Sylvester Stallone and Henry Winkler. That was like the year before when he started doing the Rocky movies of Sylvester Stallone. This movie was made in 1975. 74, yeah. The same year when Funny Lady was released in theaters. Yes. Sorry about the label. This tape was printed on the 17th week of 1986. One of the last of the RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video titles has the FBI warning screen at the end. It was the Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and Real Genius. And there's like a Humphrey Bogart movie called Soscaro from 1951 that co-stars with Lee J. Cobb and Zero Mostel, the one from the Mel Brooks producers. Sorry about the label. This tape was printed on the 32nd week of 1986. And here's the 1944's A Song to Remember with Paul Muni and Marie Auberon. The same Marie Auberon did Wuthering Heights. This tape is not the original in 1986. This is a reprint in 1989. I checked this tape out. It starts with the RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video 88 logo and then the FBI warning screen at the beginning. And this sticker label was from 1987. This tape was printed on the 30th week of 91. We got like plenty more of those 86 releases. We got here like Young Wellston that stars at Robert Shaw and Hank Bankra and Anthony Hopkins. Yep. There's the tape was printed it's a reprint in 1987. This tape was printed on the 45th week of 1988. The next one we got here is Craig's Wife in 1936. Stars at Rosalind Russell, the one from His Girl Friday and Auntie Mame. John Bowes, the one from the Shirley Temples, Curly Top and the Littlest Rebel. This film co-stars with Billy Burke, the one from The Good Witch of the North and The Wizard of Oz. Jane Darrow, the one from The Grapes of Wrath and appeared in the Shirley Temple films. And also she plays Nellie Thursday in the Bob Hope's Lemon Drop Kid and Thomas Mitchell from Gone with the Wind. And this tape is not original. This is a reprint in the early '90s. Here's the sticker label from '87. This tape was printed on the 5th week of 1991. We got here a double length of Princess Diary that was made for TV in 1983. Princess Diane, it has with Ringo Starr. Yeah. This is made just for TV, but it's pretty hard to find. Open up this damn box. This tape was printed on the 12th week of 1986. And this is part 2 of it. Yup. This one printed on the 12th week of '86. Back then, I used to have one of the RCA Columbia VHS from '86 war. I think it was in '87 called Poison Ivy with Michael J. Fox. Next one we got here is a subtitle called Christ Stopped at Isbol or something like that. Yep. Made in 1983. A grand prize winner of the Moscow Film Festival 1979. Too bad this movie was not released earlier, around 1983 or around 1982. Someone must have took off the print date or something. Next one we got here is 10 Rawlington Place. Was made in 1970. It stars with Richard Arambreath, Judy Gleason, and John Hurt. This movie was considered to be like a true story about the murder, that is. I think it looks like Herbert Lum. This tape was printed on the 17th week of 1986. Now we got here the case with stars of Marlon Brando, Jane Fonda, Robert Redford, E.J. Marshall, and Angie Dickinson. And Robert Duvall, the one who plays the Consigliere in the Godfather films, and he was known for Boo in To Kill a Mockingbird. This is made in 1966. This is some kind of like a bootleg copy or like a reprint. Yep. Now we got here like a big breath. A Mid Breath was made in 1971. Stars with John Feach. Some kind of like a Shakespeare movie or something. This tape was printed on November 5th, 1989. This tape was printed on the 46th week of 1989. That's when they had some the reprint copies I could find by accident. Now we got here like one of Marlon Brando's best in the WoW one in 1953. This is a 1986 release. That was right before Marlon Brando did On the Waterfront. This is when he drives the motorcycle. And this tape is not original. This tape is actually a 1987 reprint. Yep. This tape was printed on the 48th week of 1987. And here's a comedy. It has like the James Bond style called Casino Royale with Peter Sellers, David Niven, and Woody Allen. Also co-stars with Orson Welles, Charles Boyer, George Raff, Johnny Houston, Terrence Cooper, Tracy Reed, William Holden, and many more. This is a pretty good movie, Casino Royale. This is like the James Bond comedy style. And I do like David Niven. This tape is printed on the 21st week of 1986. The next one we got here is like Lycade's Act Follies, known as Birds of the Feather Part.5. This is the one they went to Wenning, yep. Made for TriStar in 1986. It was followed from the first one in 1978, then the second one in 1981. This guy falls in love with the other guy. It's called like The Gay Couple. This tape was printed on the 29th week of 1986. Printed it on May 19th, 1986, the day of Nolan's second birthday. Good old Nolan. And we got here like Ivanhoe TV movie. Was made in 1982 that has with James Mason and Anthony Andrews. Yep. And this is a reprint in 1990 or something. Something I used to have on VHS when I lived in New York. 87 sticker label. This tape was printed on the 6th week of 1991. Now we got here like Fire Down Below with Rita Hayworth, Robert Mitchum, and Jack Lemmon in 1957. On the beginning of this movie, right on this cassette, it starts with the 1983 RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video logo because they didn't start with with the original Columbia Pictures opening logo. Yep. This tape was printed on May 20th, 1986. Printed on the 29th week of 1986. And then here's one of my dad's favorite musicals that he likes besides The Music Man. He loves The Jolson Story. Stars with Larry Parks, Ebony Keeves, William Denris, and Bill Goodwin. This is made in 1946. It followed to the sequel to the 1949's Jolson Sings Again. The guy plays Al Jolson, played by Larry Parks. He didn't do not that much movies because of his career. He was blacklisted. That's what messed up his film career. Here's what this tape looks like. This tape was printed on the 38th week of 1986. And you know my dad knows the lines in this movie because he loves the Jolson Story very much. Mammy, Mammy, since the jazz singer. And here's Angels Over Broadway with Douglas Fairbanks Jr., Rita Hayworth, and Thomas Mitchell. I used to have this in New York when it was a water damage. Yep. Show you what this tape looks like. This tape is printed on October 6, 1986. Printed on the 42nd week of 1986. Now we got here a courtroom drama of the 1959's An Agony of Murder, directed by Otto Preminger, the one who directed Laura. Then he appeared in The Bob Hopes They Got Me Covered and Staggered 17 with William Holden, directed by Billy Wilder. And this film that stars with Jimmy Stewart, co-stars with Lee Remick, George C. Scott's first film debut, Arthur O'Connor, Eve Adrian, and Kathleen Grant, the wife of the crooner of Bing Crosby. Yep. On the opening of this tape, it starts with the 1982 warning screen at the very beginning. The other Columbia tape had that was the 1986 highlights of the World Series. Yep. This tape was printed on March 3rd, 1987. This tape was printed on the week of 87. Now we got here like the Monkees in Head in 1968. At that time in 1986, Music Vision released one of the Monkees episodes by the ones that were made back in the 60s when it was made by Screen Gems. Yep. Here's the Canadian sticker label. Yep. This tape was printed on January 7th, 1987. Printed on the 4th week of 1987. I think I showed you the heads earlier on my previous update videos. And here comes the double length tape called Celebrity. It was made in 1984. That has with Michael Beck, Joseph Boltons, Ben Masters, and James Whitmore, Hal Halbrook, and Karen Austin, and Ned Brady. It was made just for NBC Network of like the miniseries. Here's a sticker label. This tape was printed on the 48th week of 1986. Now we got part 2 of Celebrities. That's the name of the TV movie. This tape is printed on the 47th week of 1986. We're almost out of the 1986 game. Finally, here's the last one of the 1986 tapes, The Ambushes, with Dean Martin as Matt Helm. This is part of the Dean Martin Matt Helm series. Yep, it started it with Murderous Row in 1966. Originally, Murderous Row came out on VHS in 1980 from the original Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment. And this is the first title to be released in Olive Avenue. Yep. Same thing as the 1987 releases. This tape was printed on the first week of 1987. Yep. And here we go. So that's included my fifth part of this new updated video. Well, I was going to see you again for part 6. Until then, we are looking for to do like the 1987 releases. I'm going to tell you about that later in the 6th part of this video. You just take care and enjoy 5 videos for now. Try to subscribe or write comments about it if you like these titles so much. Goodbye.